We Love Hip Hop.
Perfect. Well, let's get into it, man. We got a man right now. He's moving and shaking. He's moving around these streets. Where are you, in Los Angeles right now, or are you in the Bay?
I'm in Southern California, so I'm in Pomona currently. I'm about to mob to LA, to the west side of LA. Got 4 podcasts I'm filming today. We in motion right now, bro. I'm blessed.
Yeah, man. And even as of lately, you know, you always got something going on, but you've been popping up on these internet streets, as they say. And, you know, I said, you know what? I need to tap in with this guy finally, you know, get the full story and have a good conversation with my man over here on the West Coast.
Yeah,
man.
I've been with you for a minute. So, and you know, I put the 6 heavy. So you already know, like,
yes,
we overdue.
Let me ask you quick fast before we even get into our intro and stuff. What rappers you fucking with over here in Toronto, bro?
I don't want to get too political because I know that there's hella beefs and shit. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm a big fan of like Northside Benji, Plaga, Pressa. You know, like, I love Toronto music. I've always been super tapped in. I was a big fan of, you know, Smoke Dogg, Casper TNG, like all that shit. Like, I'm with Toronto, you know, going back to, I mean, probably, obviously, Drizzy, you know, the legend, like, but, you know, going back, like, I with you know, like Cardinal Official, Chuck Claire, Bishop Brigante, like, you know, like,
wow.
Motherfucking Maestro Fresh West, that's my dog. Shouts to the OG, you feel me?
Yeah. And it's beautiful because, like, 98% of those people that you just named right there, I've had conversations on camera with. So, you know,
that's dope.
Yeah, man, it's an honor, especially when you get into the rarefied air like Cardinal and guys like that. I'm like, that's the GOATs right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's legend status. And I think there's a lot of people. I know there's a lot of people that I forgot to mention as well. Like, there's Toronto's, you know, outside of the U.S., like, Toronto is my favorite city when it comes to hip hop. So, you know, it's one of my favorite cities in the world, period. I've been on record saying most beautiful women of any city I've ever been to. Is like, and there's so much diversity, whatever flavor you like a butter pecan, you like chocolate deluxe, you like your French vanilla, you like your caramel sundae with the cherry on top, and whatever you like. Toronto's got it, and it's got the best version of it. So, y'all gene pool is impeccable, and I think it's due to all that fucking diversity, and it's a real melting pot.
No, man, thank you for that, man. Well, let's get into it, man. I'm like I said, I'm honored to start this conversation right here. Before I do get into it, I want to give a big salute to my sponsors. You know, we got to pay bills around here. Big salute to Diamond Club. That's the sign that you see me behind me right here.
Okay.
Hit them up on their Instagram page, Diamond Club _Canada. They got the delivery of all that loud. They got edibles, pens, tinctures, all types of good stuff. So once again, hit them up on their Instagram page, Diamond Club _Canada. Also, I want to give a big salute to exotichotpots.ca. They got this is what I got over here, some super dope packaging as well. And they got grabber and merch. Okay, so hit them up on their Instagram page, exotichotpot.ca. They'll handle your order. Let them know that the We Love Hip Hop boy sent you, and we'll get it popping. One more. Steaming hot grabber.
You know, also,
sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I love the grabber. Now go ahead, finish, handle your business. I just thought about something else. More Toronto rappers, but go ahead.
Also, if y'all need to get that grabber, that blem, hit up Steaming Hot Grabber. They got delivery as well. Use the code We Love Hip Hop if you want a discount. Hit them up on their Instagram page, Steaming Hot Grabber, and they'll definitely handle the order. So what were you saying, fam?
So there's some maybe it's familiar to you, but not familiar to a lot of people. MCs from Toronto, I want to shed light on as well. From you know, previous days, they're still at it though. You familiar with my boy Ghangis Khan?
Yes, I am, aka Camouflage.
Camo, my boy Camo, he's one of the GOATs. Shouts to Hudson, you feel me? Heavy Huddy, that's my boy.
That's my homie, bro.
That's fam right there all damn day. Mm-hmm. And you know, if you into that boom bap underground hip hop, sure, I got respect for motherfucking this old Daniel's son, who's hard too. He goes hard.
Yeah.
I believe he's from Toronto as well, if not somewhere in the surrounding areas. Because I also know like the GTA is similar to Los Angeles, where there's, you know, most people that are from LA, they're not really from Los Angeles. There's a lot of surrounding cities like that. I got homies from everywhere in Toronto, from Etobicoke to Bolton. You feel me? Like literally. So, you know, like the whole GTA and beyond, I put it heavy.
Well, you know what? You have had your travels around here via the battle rap scene and different things like that. There's a bunch of things I want to get into. Let's start off like with what's going on currently. I've seen recently, and big salute to AGB, to Don, who also linked this up as well. He sent me a link of you linking up with or talking to Crip Mac.
This truck that disappeared back to New York. I'm talking about Crip, not me.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry you're going through that.
Yeah.
He gave you a call from jail. What's going on with Crip Mac? How's he doing, man? Because I remember you were the first person who greeted him when he first came home from jail.
Yeah, I'm really worried about him. I'm worried about his mental health. Not to say he's not a strong person, because you know, Trevor Crip Mac, he's a really strong person. You feel me? And so I know that he's prepared for what he's got to deal with. So, but I'm worried about the homie. You know, I know he's going through there's a lot of confusion and issues with his other business partners. I don't know. I have no idea into the intricacies of that, and it's not my place to speak on. Regardless, you know, I got no problem with China Mac. You know, we straight as far as I'm concerned. You know, we good money. So I don't really know too much. You know, I'm not really in communication with Lupe. I did just hear from his mother, Mama Bear, which was nice. So what we're looking to do is this Sunday, we're gonna 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna take y'all to church, motherfuckers, and we're gonna do a telethon. We're gonna raise money for the Mac. You feel me?
Sick.
He got a baby on the way. That baby needs to be taken care of. He got, you know, well, he might be sitting down for a minute. You got to make sure we can help him with whatever items he needs. We got to help with his legal defense, because, you know, I'm not so sure he's super happy with the status of his lawyer, you know, and I want to make sure that that I'm doing my part to help, because he like people think that, oh, like, you know, I did just meet Crip Mac when he got released. I believe, when was that? May of this past year, of 2023.
Sometime
That's
around
the first time we met. But we not only did we work together several times, we hung out. You feel me? I would, like, he would hit me up and check on me. I had a period in my life when a lot of people weren't really with me like that, when I was on a downward trend, and he always showed love. So I always tried to help him, even if I couldn't. If I didn't have work for him, a lot of people knew that I had a good relationship with him. So he got a lot of work through me as well. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, and he's just like a good dude. So I just want to see him do well. I'm definitely concerned. You know, it's I can't imagine what he's going through, because I've never, you know, I've been incarcerated, but only for a few months as a juvenile, and for a matter of weeks in county jail, like as an adult. And that, to me, that was enough. Like, that's hell enough to want to endure. But, you know, different people are built differently. I know he's, you know, he knows the contract that he signed with the streets, but I just know that there's another side to this guy, and he is trying to better himself in his community. And there is people just kind of get lost in the sauce of these characters and personas, and they don't realize that there's a real human being in there. And you know, so, and he's a genuinely good soul. So whatever I can do, I don't think there's much I can do, but I'm going to do my part. You feel me, to help.
No, I salute you for that, man. A lot of people will try to use Crip Mac as an opportunity to leech, but I seen you using it, you know, not using him, like more like being a a big brother to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I absolutely. And like, you know, and I know that, he's had a lot of people that have kind of stepped into mentorship roles and tried to help him in that regard. And that's all I can try to do is be a good influence for whatever influence I have. Because at the end of the day, like, there's only so much. Like, I've tried to have conversations about mental health and substance abuse and share my struggles and, and whatever. He's ultimately, at the end of the day, he's a grown ass man. He gonna move how he moves. But like, hopefully this whole situation, regardless, makes him only just come back stronger. And he's forever gonna be embedded in the ethos of the zeitgeist of pop culture. Like, he made a permanent impression. So free the Mac till it's backwards, baby.
Yeah, man, free Crip Mac, yo. And also, I've been looking on I don't know if it was, I think through the link in your bio, and I found the Battle of the Bay that's coming up. Did that already pass, or is that coming up?
That was last August. Yeah, Battle of the Bay, BOTBX. It's one of the biggest battle events of the year. We had, we brought back, as a Canadian, I'll say we brought back Low Pesci from Montreal. You feel me? Shouts to King of the Dot, Organik, and all them. Brought Low Pesci out to battle out of retirement. Battle P Magic. We had Dizaster versus the Plot Captain, TNA and Charlie Clips versus Dumbfounded and Satire, Passports versus $3. It was really just like a mega stacked card full of talent. And my boy Dizaster, he's a genius when not only as a battler, but as a matchmaker and a curator, he's one of the best. And for us to get to work together, that's my brother. So it was an incredible experience. I didn't want to do it at the time, but I'm glad that we did.
Yeah, man. And salute to Dizaster. I got an opportunity to meet him a few months back at the Patch Day event that Organik put down for KOTD, and we got to chop it up on camera too. So, Pat, long live Pat Stay, the absolute GOAT, one of the dopest. I didn't mention him when I was talking about Toronto MCs, because obviously he's pure Scotian, but he made a huge impact on Toronto and just like hip hop in general across the world. And the best was yet to come. He had just signed a new management deal. We saw the diss track that he had just dropped against the game going crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, that was something else. A great friend, like that. That's the type of dude. Like, look, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, just have me because of Pat Stay. Like, I've got pussy off of the frame of like Pat being like, "Yo, like, you should go the homie one time." Like, he's that type of dude, bro. Yeah. And forever in my good graces. Not just for that, but just for being a true talent and just a all around incredible human being. Like, because I love Pat. That shit hit me hard, dude. That shit hit me hard, and that's in battle rap. It's unfortunate. We've actually lost like a disproportionate amount of people. There's been a lot of deaths. A lot of I can't even begin to start naming them, but although, the one that affected me the most personally was my brother Cadillac Ron, because, R.I.P.
Yeah, 5 Piece Caddy. That's like my real life, like everyday brother. But that impact, like that death into culture, like nothing else, but respect to, long live all the legends, PH, Caddy Ron, Young Future. There's so many to name. It's crazy, bro.
You just made me put a tingle up my spine when you said PH. So R.I.P. Pumpkinhead, man. Wow. Yeah, man. Listen, okay. We can go off to so many different tangents because your life has so many layers, bro. I want to make sure to get a focused, lush story right here. But still staying on current times. Mad Deep Podcast. Big salute to the sponsors, Diamond Club, with delivery all over the GTA and now all across Canada. They got the best selection of flour, edibles, and pens, and all types of goodies that you need. You can find them on their Instagram page, diamondclub_Canada, or you can find them on the 7 Days of Weed app, as well as the Leafy Things app. Let them know that you heard about them through the We Love Hip Hop Network, and they may give you a discount. Big salute to Diamond Club. Cheer! Salute to you with the Mad Deep podcast. What's going on with that right now?
So Mad Deep, that's the movement, baby. Like Mad Deep is like what? So essentially, there's a Hispanic Chicano culture meme page called "You Ain't Hard Food," and that they started posting my content and fucking with me, and I was fucking with their content with a couple 100,000 followers, growing, and they're just really tapped in to like cutting edge underground culture, especially like on the Latino side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But they cover more ground than just that. But him and I became homies, the dude behind that page, and then they around the time that I had stopped doing, I got fired from No Jumper. I was doing the Lush World thing, trying to get it popping, but like I wasn't really like 100% happy with the direction of it. And him and they invited me onto their podcast to be a host, and we've just been killing it like this for the past month and change, just going up. And
mm-hmm.
it's a new channel, but it just hit a couple thousand subs real quick and starting to get viral content on there, like, and it's going crazy. Shouts to my brothers over there, still rocking with Big Rick from the pop up in Lush World, and of course Kenny Malice, OTG Nick, and my boy Trap 9. And that's the click. We're not playing no games, bro. We dropping content every single day on the Mad Deep channel, on the Lush World channel. Well, we're breaking new artists before the bigger platforms get them, and pretty soon we're going to be one of the bigger platforms. You feel me? Like, I'm very confident in this endeavor.
No, it's sick, man, and I like the setup. Everything looks really dope, man. Also, staying on current topics before we start going back a little bit, right? What's going on with you and the boy Suspect, man?
Nothing's going on, bro. I just said his song was whack. He got all emotional about it, bro. Like, I don't really see what the big deal was. Like, just thought his song was whack. He has said way more disrespectful shit to me. Like, I wasn't mad at the dude. I just like saw his song. People were making fun of it. I was like, oh shit, that shit is kind of whack. Made a post, or not even a post, story. I didn't even say bro's name. Just made fun of it. I was like, a lot of people were asking me who I was talking about. Like, people that are tapped into No Jumper, they knew that I was talking about him, because a lot of people were making fun of it in that space.
And the song had just dropped too. I just posted it on his Instagram.
Like, it was just funny. I was joking around and got all serious, and like just kept making fun of it, bro. It's like, all right, bro, like 1 minute, like, you want to cry, you want to.
Damn, you're breaking up, man.
But like, it shouldn't even be like that. It shouldn't even be like that. It's just like, bro, like at the end of the day, like, you're an artist. You're gonna get critiques, especially when you're rapping off rhyming or monosyllabic, like, basic patterns, and like you expect someone who's like a real MC to not critique it. You're tripping.
But you guys, from what I've seen on camera and just the conversations that you guys had and stuff like that, seem like you have a long-standing history, like, I guess from the battle rap times with his dad and everything like that too. Like,
yeah, I put his pops. His pops is a legend. His pops is an OG. Shouts to Rifleman L.A. Cool, great MC. He's an OG in the scene that I come from, West Coast underground hip hop. So of course, like, I've seen that kid grow up, and he was, like, I considered him like a nephew type figure to me until we got to No Jumper, and then he started to make it all weird. Like, but ultimately, I still consider him family. Like, it's not like I don't. It's not like it's you, but it's not you. Like, it's not like it's not beef, and he like. But, whatever it is, what it is. But, like, that dude just needs to grow up, bro. Like, grow up. Like, stop wearing fake designers. Like, stop trying to impress people. Stop seeking validation and try to find some fulfillment. That's what I had to do, and it took me a lot longer to figure that lesson out. And hopefully, he learned it sooner. So, you know, this is because that young man could have a bright future ahead of him, but he continues to act like the boy that he's been. Then it is what it is.
Yeah, well, listen, man, hopefully it could one day be resolved and y'all can maybe do a song together or something. Who knows?
We have records together that people haven't heard. The one record that we do have that's out, I wrap circles around it without even trying.
Oh, shit. Listen, man.
So you can look that up. You know what I mean? You can look up the record. It's called Expensive Piss by JT Cali Smooth. That's my brother right there, featuring Lush One and Almighty Suspects.
Can't even touch me. This girl broke, this she can't even VIP clothes, but you can't even hug me.
With us, make play, stay paid. Been drinking since the 8th grade, say grace. Lord bring blessings of this here sack of work.
And you know, the song's cool, but you know, I think my boy JT Cali Smooth got the best verse. Then I think I got the second best verse. Then I think Suspects and Blackest verse.
Well, listen, man. Salute to both of y'all. I just asked the questions and I remain neutral like a referee. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not. Look. Like ultimately, in my heart, I love that fool. Like, he's disrespecting me past the point where I feel like I need to regard his feelings or like care about how he feels. You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure. He was violating. He was going crazy.
You know what though? Yeah, the way that he's violated me, like I shouldn't. There's no reason why I should give him enough about this guy to, you know what I mean, to preserve his emotions. But he definitely did try to preserve my feelings or dignity or anything like that. And it was all jokes when he did it. And but I'm not allowed to joke. Like, well, who writes these rules, bro? Like, where's the manual? Oh, if it's somebody you feel like you can like beat in a fight, then it's like you throwing hands. Like, bro, join a boxing gym, bro. Like, do some MMA, take your aggression out on the mat, and pause, and then you know, pound an energy drink and punch some drywall, bro. You acting like a roid raged white boy over some jokes, dog.
That's crazy. Oh man. Okay, switching gears. How did you feel? And I'm just gonna put like a memory back in your brain right here. How did you feel when the Sixth God himself said he's the light-skinned Lush One?
I was like, oh, I'm finna get some pussy. My DMs was on. I've been using the word they were using at that time. Throwback memory, throwback word. My DMs was on fleek. Ever since, bro, like, you know, Drake is a genuine purveyor of the culture. He really loves the shit. Like, Drake, he finds time spent around him and his entire camp. Shouts to the A.W.O.L boys. Shouts to Hush. Motherfucking Hush. Well, that's my man's right there. Another, I know you know, that's an incredible lyricist as well. Great rapper.
AKA Young Tony.
Yup. Being around those guys, they're really tapped into whatever's next. They're just like me and my homies. Like, Drake he's looking at whatever the next vibe is going to be, the next wave. And he always loved battle rap because he understands the power of the lyricism. I think that's what fuels his bars, you know? Like, that's why Drake throw in the punchlines on mainstream records that a lot of rappers aren't able to do it. Guess what? Like, people want to talk about ghostwriters. Like, motherfucker, did you understand how many songs Drake has ghost wrote for other artists? Drake is the ghostwriter. Like people have no clue. I've been in the studio. I've seen like how Drake gets down, bro. Like, it's motherfuckers have no clue. But to answer your question, it was dope, and he's a great dude. Haven't seen him for a minute, but you know, that's always love.
I didn't know that the relationship was that deep, that y'all were like, you went to a studio. I didn't know that you knew like the members of the crew like that. Like, wow.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, like when Organic came into town, this fool Drake invited us on his tour. So they did the Wheezy. Remember the Drake versus Wheezy tour?
Yes.
It was like a theme. It was like them competing, and they would go back and forth songs.
It was like the early
Drake,
verses.
Right. It was like a verses, exactly before verses, and they told Drake told us, like, straight told me to my face in Organic and Gully, like, yo, like, this shit was inspired by the battles, and like, because I love battles, it's my homage to battle rap, and you know, he wound up putting up a lot of bread for a King of the Dot event, and but yeah, no, we partied, went to the club with Drake, went to his crib, got the studio, like, I was, you know, fucking around with them folks for like a good on and off for a good couple of years.
Wow.
It's still love. Like, if Drake see me right now, it's love. You feel me? Like, but you know, obviously, like, he was already a huge star back then, but now, you know, Drake's on fucking Mars. You know, his property next to Elon Musk. Like, he's out of here. But
yeah.
Shouts to Drizzy, man.
No, man, shout out to the Six God right there. And you mentioned Organic. You guys, that relationship with Organic and the KOTD family, how did that start? Because you've always been into the battle rap scene, you know, from the early days, even before KOTD started, but KOTD is a huge part of the scene.
I don't know if you saw the tattoo I just put on the screen, but that's my KOTD tattoo. I got the motherfucking CN Tower tatted on me, baby.
Yeah.
You feel me? From the King of the Dot and a Maple Leaf. So me and Organic have been homies since, I want to say, 2004. When he was like, I was probably like 22 years old. He was maybe like 16 years old or shit like that. 16, 17 years old. And there was basically the battle scene right then at that time was small enough as to where if you were good, everyone, like, we all knew each other across the world.
Yeah. Like
all the top battlers, especially like in the English speaking countries, like everybody that was from the UK, Australia, Canada, or the US. Even like we weren't really tapped in with fools from South Africa that much, but there's a few of them too, you know, like, but like all the English speaking countries, New Zealand, whatever, you feel me? Like, we all knew each other. There's only like maybe 100 of us in the world, and Organic was that dude in Toronto. He's one of the top battlers. I was one of the top battlers in the West Coast, and it was just like we just became homies. And then once he started King of the Dot, and we launched Grind Time out here, Matt Hills Direct, you know, myself, and the shit. It was natural that me and Organic connected because I was already my homeboy from the battle scene before.
Yep.
So we always just had each other's backs, and if like people would try to do some backdoor shit, we would never let them divide and conquer us. We'd always keep each other in the loop, like, hey, this fool's trying to bust a move on you, but and like we always just kept it cool. And then like we became really close. There's been periods of times where, you know, I considered Organic one of my best friends. He's like a brother to me. We're cousins or brothers. Like, he's family. You feel me? Like, you know, like he's known several of my girlfriends. I've known several of his girlfriends. You know what I mean? I met his mom. You know, it's like that. Like, we're family for real.
Y'all locked in.
Locked in for life. I mean, there's like, you know, but he got his Ghost Drops thing going crazy. He's still doing King of the Dot. I can't speak on it too much, but him and we do have a little project in the works, or at least like you're going to see me and Organic together pretty soon.
Nice.
I'll say that.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that, man. Now, I want to go back a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit of your history. You've already told your history on a few different platforms, so I don't think we need to go through in-depth of your backstory. But for the people who don't know, you grew up in West Los Angeles, right? Father is
I'm from West LA.
Yep. Father is a filmmaker. Mother is a play producer.
Yep.
Now, and you're one of 3 brothers.
Got 2 older brothers.
What was it like being the youngest in the family? Big salute to this episode's sponsor, Exotic Hot Pots, with great strains and merch and delivery all across the GTA. You can hit them up on their Instagram page, Exotic Hot Pot CA, or subscribe to their Telegram at Exotic Hot Pot. Let them know that you heard about them through the We Love Hip Hop podcast. Salute to the sponsors. Cheer.
I'm the baby.
Yeah. What was that like being the youngest of the 3 siblings?
Well, it was trippy because my brothers are 12 and 14 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so they were like kind of too old to really like beat me up and put me in check like a big brother. Like, although I did learn a lot from them, like my brothers like helped me learn how to ride a bike and, you know, like do a lot of shit, played sports with me and all that, like skateboarding and all that. But like it was weird because they weren't like, we didn't really have sibling rivalry type shit because they're way too much older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I was like 5, 6 years old, they had already moved away. We're gone when I was in college and shit. So it's an interesting dynamic. We're brothers, but they're kind of more like my uncles than my brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, because of that age gap.
And I'm super like, I was like always like the entertainment of the family. I was always funny, making everybody laugh. Like my whole family are hyper successful and they're hyper intellectual. So just to get a word in edgewise at the dinner table, you have to be very quick. You have to be that's what kind of prepared me for what I wound up doing in life and having conversations with intelligent people such as yourself. And I'm able to sustain dialogue is because like just by being around my family, you know, like, and then my grandparents and everybody so like hyper opinionated and on politics and arts and sports and just really knowledgeable. So I kind of inherited all that and soaked all that up, and it just became like I just applied all that shit to my own culture that I grew up in, which was hip hop, you know?
Yeah. But even when you started getting into like school and stuff like that, you were expelled from 3 different high schools? Yep.
I was expelled from 3 different high schools.
What was like the main reason? Was it like attendance? Was it like around?
So the first time I was already on like super thin ice over there. Like I've been caught up doing a lot of stupid shit. So I was like already there. And then like the end of my sophomore year, I got caught tagging on a different campus, like a rival campus, like from another school.
Mm-hmm.
Like we wound up tagging up their campus because like there's a graffiti crew that went to school there that was like ops of me and my crew, right?
Yeah.
So we went to their school and tagged up their school. It's something that I used to do. Absolutely insane, right? Like stupid. We wound up tagging a car. One of my boys hit a car with a streaker. I don't even think I ever told this story. My boy G Money did this shit. Shouts to my boy G Money. He tagged we didn't know it was the prince. We just thought it was a random car. We didn't know it was the vice principals. But then obviously, like our ops, they snitched us out. And we're like trying to run up on these fools. Like they snitched us out. So we were about to get expelled, but because like my mom was on like the part of the PTA, the Parent Teacher Association and all that. And like that's probably the only reason they didn't expel me. And I was like a really good student, like as far as like I would never I wouldn't really be that good at homework and stuff, but I would test really well. I could write really good papers, you know, like even though I was a disruption, the teachers with me because they knew I was like intelligent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't get expelled, but I was on like triple, quadruple, quintuple secret probation. If you can burp on a Tuesday, you get expelled, right?
Yeah.
And then that summer, in between my sophomore and junior year, because this literally happened like the last week of school of my sophomore year. During that summer, I wound up going to juvie I get busted for it's my second time being busted. I was 16, and I got busted for I was just tagging, but they said vandalism, trespassing, and possession with intent to distribute, because I had 3 little dime bags of weed on me. You feel me?
Yeah.
But they said possession with this, so they tried to give me a felony, but I got sent to a drug diversion program instead. So I go to so I went to juvie for a second, then they sent me to a drug diversion program called Anacapa, which is in Ventura County, 1 county away from LA.
Mm-hmm.
And that place was really up. It was a place that wound up getting shut down by the state of California. But I did a couple months there. Then I went back. When I came home, it was like right in time for school to start. Like, damn, y'all should have just kept me longer for this stuff.
Yeah.
I was ready to come home. But no, school starts, and within like the first month of school, I wind up getting some kid drunk, and he got drunk during lunch period, and he came back and puked in art class.
Oh
And
man,
he snitched out, and I got expelled for that.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to the last school where you finally graduated, you end up smashing the secretary, bro.
Yeah. The secretary was sucking my dick every day, bro. Secretary was sucking on my dick every day. There's nothing I didn't do. But here's the thing, like, it wasn't no weird shit, because we were the same age. Like, I was 18 and she was like 19, or she was maybe like a year older than me.
Mm-hmm.
She just happened to have a job at the school, because the school I graduated from was so first I got expelled from private school, got expelled from public school. I'd already been to public school for middle school and elementary as well. And I didn't get expelled from there though. I just got expelled from public school, high school, private school, high school. Then a continuation school got expelled. So then I'm banned from all LAUSD schools.
Wow.
I'm banned from Los Angeles Unified School District. And like the continuation school I went to was super janky. Like, it was like armed guards, metal detectors. Everybody that went there was a gang member. I was like probably the biggest square in the entire school at the time. You know what I mean? Like, and got expelled from there too for some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for fighting and like the down drive, a whole bunch of shit. Almost got arrested for that.
So you got away. Sorry. So you got away with smashing the secretary.
So I started smashing the secretary because the school I wound up graduating from was basically like, if your parents have enough money to pay for like a place for you to go, you'll get your fucking diploma. It was like a tiny school. There's maybe like 15 kids in my graduating class. So like, the shit it used to be a dentist's office. Now it's the cannabis dispensary. Motherfucker, I was selling weed there 20 years before it was a dispensary. You feel me? But anyway, yeah, like that bitch, I taught her how to suck. She got a tongue ring because of me. You feel me? Like, I turned her out completely. Like, I'm whatever. It is what it is. I've already said her name before, and people already peeped me talking about this from other interviews. And they're like, yep, I know exactly what he's talking about, blah, 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 blah. But shouts to her. Like those bitches, like, when you miss a good, like, you lose a good woman, that's terrible. But sometimes it hurts worse losing a good head doctor. And she was like, she had that plus 3,000 free. You know me?
Yeah. The specialist right there. Oh man. And
a specialist.
Your life has been, your teenage life was wild, bro. Just going through your history, right? Can you tell me the story of going to Luxembourg and an OD?
Yeah, so it's funny because, like, you're being pretty chronological right now. Because, I went to Luxembourg. I was 18. My pops was working out there. He was working on a film called The Musketeer. I go out there to visit him. I party one night with a bunch of with some girls and shit. Take some ecstasy. Wake up the next morning. Supposed to meet my parents for lunch. Instead, I have a fucking overdose. I wake up in some infirmary with a bunch of doctors, like, speaking some like super crucial foreign unique language, because Luxembourg, their language is like a hybrid of 4 different European countries that used to invade them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm probably going to like get it wrong, but I think it's Germany, France, Holland, and Belgium, or like, you know, like I think it's right in between all those countries, and like their language. I wake up from my overdose. My mom's right there, like all tripping. Then I went to rehab. Oh, I said, yeah. Then I went to rehab. You feel me?
And you know, continuing with your,
I had already been to a gang. I'd already been to a gang of rehabs anyway.
Yeah.
I've been to Julie. I've been to rehab already. Like all that shit. So,
is that now? This is after this, when you decided to start going and moving your way over to the Bay Area, and you started getting out of the West LA area.
Yeah. So after that, I moved to the Bay, and that's when I was 19 years old. I moved to Oakland and started looking around up there. It's funny, not to like go too off track, but the reason why the secretary bitch stopped with me was I was still fucking with her 11 years after I graduated high school. But then a song came out where I said I sexed the secretary just to get a diploma, and like that was like it was a bar. I didn't only do it to get a diploma, although she did help me cheat on hella tests and shit. Like, but that shit, like, I guess was the final straw of me mistreating her to the point where, like, she's like, you know what, fool, like, you're not getting your dick sucked or any of this anymore. But anyways, yeah, so I moved to the Bay in 2001, and really, like, started from the ground up. I had nothing, was complete at that time, was completely estranged from my family, you know, and I had to build myself up from the beginning, because I fucked up. You feel me? I fucked up to the point where my parents weren't going to help me anymore. And I literally was living in halfway houses, wound up becoming homies with some fools that lived around there. But when I got kicked out the halfway house, I moved into the homies' crib in the projects over there off Viola Street in off of 35th, like in Suter in East Oakland. And I stayed over there for a while. I stayed in Northside Oakland for a while and built myself up, built my name up in the rap game and in the streets out there, and wound up getting my own apartment within, I guess it took me about a year and change. And I had my own apartment. And then within a few years from that, the battle raps, you know, my crew, Delmon crew, my rap group, we start cracking off. We're like pretty much doing shows with everybody, throwing our own shows, because like we did it independently. At first, you know, we had our crew and we knew we were dope. And a lot of the local promoters, it was like a little incestuous scene that only put each other. They didn't want to put us on. Like, you know what, y'all, we're going to throw our own shows. So we started throwing our own shows, booking ourselves. And our shit was more cracking than anybody else's, to the point where we're opening our own venue. We opened up our own venue in 2004. I'm the age of 22. It's called 2232 MLK. Shouts to my brother Andrew Jones, you feel me, for making that happen. And and then we also just became like one of the hottest crews. So everyone had to book us. And then at that time, you know, I was the one that could freestyle for my crew the best. So I started battling fools, and I'd already been battling fools since way back in the day anyways. So I started gaining some traction there and decapitating these motherfucking lames, and then we all good.
And from around then, is that when the grind time started?
Grind time started in 2008, yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, man, we're going through the progression right here. Like, you've had a lot of ups and downs in the game, bro. You know, it's just going through your story, man. Like, just for you to still be here is a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
No, for real. Like, I appreciate that, and that's how I feel. Like, I a lot of people tell me, like, one of the biggest, like, most common troll comments I get, people are always like, at your age, like, like, it's hard for me, like, I never envisioned myself living long. I feel like I'm already, like, outlived my life expectancy by a significant margin, you know? Like, I didn't expect to be, now I want to be an old man. I want to have grandchildren. I want to, like, you know, but I never saw that as a possibility in my life, you know?
Yeah. There was a point in time where you probably thought your life was going to be ended. You got kidnapped.
Oh yeah. You know, I mean, I've had attempts on my life. You feel me, multiple times. I've never tried to commit, but I've taken drugs to the point where I didn't care if I died or not. I've had hits out on me, you know, by various organizations. I've had, you know, crazy experiences where but that's why I believe in God. That's why I carry the cross. You feel me? Because I know if it wasn't for God, there's no reason that I should be alive, you know?
Specifically, though, the kidnapping is what I want to know about, fam. What happened there?
Oh, yeah. Well, you feel me?
And we don't have to get into like the criminal aspect details, but like, were you like thrown in a trunk or something?
Like, basically, no. Basically, I was running around with these fools, and we were like into some activities. As far as, you feel me, the dope game and et cetera, things of that nature. And basically, they wanted me to set up somebody that was close to me. I didn't do that. And then we got into it. And then these fools wound up hemming me up, basically, and like beating me within an inch of my life. Fucking, you know, I'd be like pretty much like hemmed up for like a day and change. I don't even know how long, you feel me. When I left there, I could barely walk. Like my leg was like, it was like so swollen. I needed to like lay in an Epsom salt bath for like a week straight. My dog, you know, I posted a picture of myself on Instagram at the time because I was in such a daze. I know it's a stupid thing to do, but like, you know, I had black eyes and I was all up.
That's crazy.
Motherfuckers low-key tortured people.
Wow. That must have been a traumatizing experience, man.
Hella traumatizing. That shit me up for years. But to be honest, like, those people, they're not in a better position now. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Like, they're not in a good position now. They're not in a better position now.
Yeah.
You know? Whatever happened. But you know, I'm up. I'm on this side of things. They're on the other side of things.
Listen, fam, the fact that we're having this conversation here means that you're on the other side of things, bro. That you're doing good in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if people were able to even have the opportunity to see how I was doing, they would see that. Some people can't even see that. But no, it's by the grace of God, you know, and all glory be to Him, straight up.
Yeah. Somewhere along this time in your timeline of your story, you got married. What age was that?
At what?
At what age did you get married?
Oh, so I got married in 2014. Shorty's Canadian, by the way, by way of England. Yup. Her parents still live in Toronto to this day. There's some bad things going on up there. She was a beautiful woman. We were married from 2014 to 2018 or some shit, 19. Basically, like, I put that shit up. She was a dope ass. I put that shit up by just my crazy lifestyle and like the things that I was into. During all that shit that I just brought up, I was with her, like, during that time. So she like was with me, and that's not what Shorty signed up for. You feel me? Like, but at the same time, like, bitch, you knew, like, she was turned on by the fact that I'm like this Cali bad boy, this bad boy from LA, and tatted up, and then I brought her to. We came to LA. We pull up to my hood. The first thing she sees, the homies out with the burners, and And I know that made her sweat. She's like that shit. It'll be like, but like when she actually had to see, like, when that's just not just like for play, and it's not just a costume, and like there's real consequences of this lifestyle. you know, I think that she wanted to get the fuck out. And I don't blame her. Hey, here's the truth, bro. Like, you know, we got married because I thought it was stupid that due to some imaginary invisible line called a border that she was born on the other side of, that we had to keep leaving and we couldn't stay with each other. Like, we were in love. I didn't want her to leave. She didn't want to leave. We're like, let's get married. We got married. Feel me? Like, when we split up, I could have been like, bitch, like, you get deported now. You like, but nah, like, I made sure that I went through the proper steps that her immigration was. I wouldn't do that anyway. So I don't believe in. I believe in immigration and shit like that, regardless. But like, I made sure that the powers that be realized that it was me that put the marriage up.
Yeah,
and she was actually a dope person, and my addiction is what fucked shit up, and you know, so she's still out here. She remarried. I had a whole other relationship, and now I'm in a whole other relationship, which I'm very happy with currently. So please don't say my girl's name, because I know you saw it.
No.
Yeah. Because we gonna step out with a bang when we step out, when people see what it is. But I'm preserving her digital privacy as of now.
No, fam.
But pretty soon there will be a girlfriend reveal, and we have a bunch of content planned around it as well, because a lot of people, you know, the homies at Mad Deep and other people have been like, yo, you guys would make incredible content, funny ass couple content, you know, like, especially she's Latina, me being a white dude. There's like, that's just a meme in and of itself, you know, and like, but just like our personalities, like it's gonna be some shit, fool.
No, man, that's dope, man. I love to see that for you, bro. And one thing also that we do have in common, I've dealt with my share of addiction when it comes to alcohol. In 2010, because I can't even remember how long now, it's been so long, is when I decided to get sober, or I think life made me get sober, right? And
that's right. Hey, great decision, brother.
Yeah. And you started getting into really taking your sobriety seriously February 3rd of 2020.
That's exactly right. The day that changed my life. Well, technically, February 2nd is when I went into treatment, but I got fucked up that day. I went into treatment as we always do. So my sobriety date is February 3rd. Although it's no longer February 3rd because I now smoke weed and I've gone back to drinking, trying to moderate it to the best of my ability. It's hard when you're an addict, you know, so I'm dealing with that struggle as far as addiction goes. But, you know, I feel like if I could keep it to just weed, I'll be straight. Well, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with smoking no motherfucking ganja. God put it there for us. Motherfuckers be off all kinds of prescription pills and claim sobriety. If I want to smoke some other weed, it's gonna make me not want to, you feel me, blow my brain and everybody else's brains out because I'm smoking fat blood. You feel me?
Well, listen, man, to each their own, right? Like I said, I'm 13 years sober, 14 years sober, because February 18th is my sober date, right? Is my dry date, right?
You smoke weed?
But I went away, and this is not about me, but I'll just do it via quick fast. Like, I went away for a year, back in 2010, I mean, and during that time is when my sobriety started, and I never looked back from then. But when I got over my parole, I was able to start weed again, because at that time you weren't able to smoke weed, like it wasn't legal, right?
Right.
And part of my whole thing was, am I going to be able to smoke weed and not want to go and turn to a drink? And that's been going on for, I don't know, the last 12 years or whatever, and I don't have the desire to drink. Luckily.
There it is. The mental obsession has been lifted. Feel me? Like you recoil from alcohol as if it was a hot flame at this point.
Yeah.
And I got you. By the way, what time is it?
Right now it is 4:27. So
right, cool.
probably 1:27 on your side.
We good. Yep, we good.
I just got a few more questions now that we're getting
we
closer to the
I
present.
got an appointment at 2, so as long as we good.
Yeah, because we're now getting closer to the present, right? 2020, we started getting into the pandemic. It was a weird time. Everybody was glued to their television, watching the internet. Views on everybody's YouTube channels were starting to go skyrocket. And one of my favorite channels, No Jumper, I was watching more frequently when I seen a battle rap podcast pop up. And I said, well, look at there. Somebody besides DNA Tooth or Jay Black to give us some internet battle rap commentary, but on a huge platform like No Jumper. Big salute to Steamin' Hot Grabba with a variety of different Grabba flavors and dispensers. They got red rose Grabba, that red herring Grabba, and peanut butter. Hit them up on their Instagram page, Steamin' Hot Grabba, and use the code We Love Hip Hop and receive a discount on your order. Again, you can find them on Instagram, Steamin' Hot Grabba. Now let's get back to the show. Cheer. I see you.
And it was dope as. I really I'm just gonna use this as the opportunity to say that. I really feel like the battle rap community did not take enough advantage of that opportunity that we had for them. And they did not they did not support us in that at all. I was really taken aback. Damn, for real? We're struggling for views on No Jumper. We're interviewing not only do we have Geechee and Bill Collector and every relevant battle rapper on there, Rub Nitty, whoever, but we're interviewing Razkaz and Rock from Helter Skelter and real hip hop legends and fools ain't tuning in to support. Damn, that's wild. But for sure.
Yeah. And it was weird because the show disappeared. It's fun. It's funny. I bumped into Diz, like I told you at that battle rap event, at the KOTD event. And I was like, what happened with No Jumper? And he was like, yo, man, I'm not trying to do that weird shit over there with Adam. I was like, what? Okay. Did he ask you to do something that we didn't know about?
But no, it's nothing like that. I think with really what it was is me, I've always been a fan of No Jumper, and I wanted to get integrated with the rest of the cast, and I knew that was the only way that we were ever going to grow over there, or I was going to be, that's the only way to kick down the door. And that's what the producer, Laura, was telling us, look, if you want to get shit popping, you got to develop genuine rapport with the other cast members and get the shit in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Jiz was always like, nah, I want our shit to be separate. I want to be associated with what they got going on over there. There'd be a fucking, we would they would give us one day to film 3 or 4 interviews in a row or doing outfit changes, all this weird shit. And you know what I mean? Going out there to do these interviews and these motherfuckers, then afterwards they'd be like, oh, they're about to film the No Jumper show, or oh, they're about to film Disconnected. And I'd be like, yo, let's stay. It's nah, we dip it. We dip it. I'm like, all right. So, that was how he wanted to keep it. I wanted to become more integrated with it. He wound up going to Lebanon for a while, and during that time, they're like, Lush, you still want to do the show? I said, yeah. So I started doing them on my own and bringing on people that I felt would be a better fit for the No Jumper audience. And that's just started to go up. The first interview that I did, what went up, it was getting good views, good feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Then they brought me on to the No Jumper show. H was like, yes, let's have Lush on there. Adam reluctantly, but still was like, all right, sit down, Lush, let's do this. And the audience pretty quickly. And I had a cool little cult following that really put me for No Jumper.
Yeah. One thing though, you changed the direction of the whole No Jumper universe in 1 month, or not even in 1 month, in that 1 week. I don't know if you realize that, fam. That time with that whole legendary firing literally changed the whole staffing, everything of that whole No Jumper universe.
Well, if you look, I mean, like I changed a lot. Like I made a strong impact there, bro. For those from September of 2022 to March of 2023, nobody's face, including Adam's, appeared on No Jumper more than mine. I was the most common, I was the most heavily featured person on that channel. There's still hosts on that channel that have been there for years that have not been on there as much as I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they just featured me on highlight reels over there the other day. Like I made a strong impact. That wasn't I shifted the whole direction to having fools rapping before me. Like no one was doing the rapping thing, even though the hosts are a bunch of rappers. Like, you know, like I, not for nothing, like I definitely made my impact over there. But you know, I can't really even take credit for, like, my firing is not necessarily what changed the direction of it. It was already a bunch of shit. That was just publicly what the catalyst was that people saw, that kind of, you know what I mean?
Wait, because when the firing happened, okay, and, you know, for the people who are, if you're not wrapped up in the No Jumper universe, then, like, I don't know, go watch something else, okay? But, like, after that, because of the, you know, the Discord and AD and and information that AD didn't know, that caused the whole community world to make their exodus. You feel me?
The reality is, bro, those fools were already gonna leave, fool. Like,
okay,
they was already like fed up with a bunch of shit. There's already a bunch of tension behind the scenes. The whole shit with house phone had happened.
Yep.
Duno had been over shit for months, ever since the American Cholo shit. You know what I mean? Like, those fools all were already, you know, like, community had traction back on. They had other traction. They were cracking. They wanted an excuse to leave, and that just happened to be the catalyst for when they left. It wasn't like we're all leaving because you fired Lush or made like them. It being public that, because the thing is, it never needed to be made public that there was this like the conversations that were being had. Like, the general masses didn't know that. It was only like, even the shit that I talked about in that Discord. That was to a very small group of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking 13 people were in that Discord crowd. You feel me? Like, it was, the general public didn't need to know all that shit. And then, like, it wound up getting put on blast somehow. And it is what it is. You feel me? Like, but like, I can't take. I don't think Adam blames me for that either. I think he knows that there's a lot deeper. I mean, literally, the house phone shit had just happened. There was a really weird energy around there at that time. And, you know, I think that No Jumper was already trying to move away from them as well. I think it was a mutual thing, regardless. And, but yeah, obviously, from a public perspective, my firing was the moment the fireworks went up. But, like, you know, like, that was just the detonation. There was the bond sequence had already been initiated long before that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So even minus that, you feel like the dominoes would have already fell anyway.
Like, really, the biggest thing that happened is I played myself out of my position, and not only that, like, it happened probably like on a different timeline. They probably would have taken a little bit longer for things to deteriorate. I mean, but, you know, shit, everybody bounced back, landed on their feet, and even though I didn't, I'm bouncing back now and I'm back on my feet. So it's everybody is going to be straight in the end, and you know, shouts to everybody on all sides of that thing.
No, for sure. And do you think that it, you know,
even suspects, little pro ass. Shouts to you, bro.
In a perfect world, do you think that there could ever be a Lush reuniting and going into the No Jumper studios again? And would that be something you're open to?
And stranger things have happened.
Hey, I'd like to see it, man.
I'm more on some shit where I'd like to have. I would like to have conversations with people to clear the air about certain things on my end and what I feel like I did wrong as a man that's more important to me than reuniting the business relationship, which, is, there's always potential for a business to be discussed.
No, for sure. For sure. And the last couple of things I want to ask you here now that we've gotten here to the present, right? With your whole life that you've lived, man, and like I said, like your life has been a roller coaster to get to where we are here. And it's a blessing that we're here. Give me one of the best decisions that you've made in your life. And on the other end, one of the worst decisions you feel you've ever made in your life.
I like that. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life, I would say, was moving to the Bay Area. When I moved to the Bay, I think that was pivotal. That was something I needed to do. I think one of the worst decisions I ever made was getting strung out on the Xanax, bro. The Xans, bro, them things are evil. Them Xans gonna betray you. Do not fucking believe them. They will lie to you.
Yeah, man. One thing I ask all my guests, well, not all my guests, one thing I ask my more OG, my more veteran guests, what would one thing that a Lush One now tell a 19-year-old Lush One?
Get your motherfucking credit up. Buy property. Buy property, get your credit up. Buy property, get your credit up. Fiscal, financial intelligence and responsibility. That's what I would want to have instilled in a young, boisterous Lush One.
Yeah. Get your credit up, man. Yeah, man.
Get your credit up, man.
Yeah, man. Lush One in the building. What you got coming up now that we're in the beginning of 2024, man?
Mad Deep is going up. You feel me? GTX Battle League is going up. Lush World is going up. Souls and Halos Art Project is going up. You feel me? Favela Chic Eyewear, it's going up. We're going. I got a lot in motion. I wish I could continue this. Unfortunately, you feel me? I got to wrap up the combo.
Oh no, that's the end. We're at the end.
I'm down to. This is a dope ass combo, bro, and I'm down to fucking get it popping with you again ASAP. So let's work. You feel me? And you got a great platform. You've always been I like the way you're even keeled and have maybe it's partially the sobriety, it's the OG status, whatever it is. You know how to carry a conversation, and you're very sensible. And I with your opinions, and you got a fat motherfucking of some of that grabba that you're sponsored by was with the ops rolled up in it. Next time I see you in the dot, you feel me?
No, for sure, fam. And listen, fam, we're at the end of my questions anyway, so the timing is perfect. You know what I mean? You got to where you're going. And I'm really happy that we were able to get this conversation going and really get the history of Lush in a concise form in one piece of content. You know what I'm saying?
It's a definite part of the story, bro, for sure. You killed it. So, and in the future, I'm down to hop back on, talk with you anytime. Much love to you and yours, from me and mine. You feel me? Never counterfeit. You feel me? I'm about my shit. And this is Lush Uno, and we are out this biatch.
You have
Salute.
a good day, brother. Salute to you, man.
Dude, bless up.
We love hip hop.